Hello everybody, it's TechStack here. Hey, we're streaming on the right page this time. Hopefully we can get something going here. Test 1, 2, 3, test 1, 2, 3. Are we coming through? Let's find out. Okay. Live on the other page now. We're gonna go ahead and end the prior stream. Hey Tinkerbell. Let's see if you show up at the bottom of it. Apparently, it also thought that I was streaming that whole time on the other page, so that was cool. My page is weird. This one better. Now we got Tinkerbell down there. Okay, now it's good. So, let's get those stars back to everyone that's decided to come back and join us again. Tons of stars. Now we've got people. Hello, everyone. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Well, like I said, we don't want to extend biped model, so let's see what other things we can extend. Can we extend a horse model in this? I don't know. Just extends a entity model. We'll see. We will see. No, we cannot. Because it doesn't like that it's a mounted entity, which does not extend abstract entity. Let's see. I don't think I can do an implements on it. Let me see. Nope. Well, I could do an implements unit entity, and no, that won't work. I've got to have it as unit entity. Okay, so let's go up the hierarchy and see what we can extract it from. So where are we? Model horse extends abstract entity horse, which abstracts entity model. I guess we'll just go off base entity model. Hey Zach. Okay, if we just, not entity model, extends entity model, there we go. And that extends horse entity. Hey Eagle. Not horse entity, oh my gosh. Mounted entity, that's the one we're making. And now our super arguments do not match. That's fine. That's fine. We really don't need to do anything then. Cool. This is our class. Boop. We'll just save this. We'll go ahead and call super, but I don't know if there's anything in it. Not really. Man, this is gonna be so much. Okay, now our mounted model doesn't like... it's just because it needs to update, needs to recompile. Right? Oh, it wants biped renderer, so we want entity renderer. Okay. Change to entity. No. Okay, that's what it was, wasn't it? So entity renderer needs what? Just one. Not two. Like that. Okay, that's happy. Now I need to get this happy. And the superclass on that takes how many parameters? One. An entity render manager. So, what in object-oriented programming, super in Java will call the same method on the parent class. Right? So, in this instance, it's going to call the constructor, because this is the constructor of that entity renderer. Hey, Spooderman. The super call down here in this one would call get entity texture of the parent class. So it's a way for you to call the same code in the parent and then add to it afterwards, essentially. So I could put my own code down here in this section. So we just need to get rid of this junk here, and that should work. Okay. I notified on it earlier, right? And I didn't want to spam Discord with everyone's. Some people get upset with that. Okay, so let's see if this thing even is an entity that's registered in the game. Now it's actually compiling. Yeah, no problem, man. So we got mounted model is an entity model, and the entity model has no structure. So when we spawn this in, it's not going to have any visual component to it. That's okay for now. We can either try and make it this ugly horse, or we can try and replicate what vanilla does for its horse model, which is probably what I'm going to try to do. This horse model here sets up the boxes for it basically through here, right? And if we can do something similar to that, we should be okay. And then the render method is what we would need. Cool, Spoon, right? We'll have to figure about these animations and blah, blah, blah. Which is just going to be, what's the entity's limb swing amount? Apply some cosine math or something. Yeah, limb swing amount times cosine. Times whatever, times the limb swing amount. It just basically makes it go into a cycle, right? Forward and back as it walks. That's all it's doing. Okay, go Team Yellow, ready, start. Okay. Oh, and you can see the new textures that CZ made for the archers. So if I team join blue, there's the blue guy, green, and red. Green looks more like a ninja there for these guys. He's got a little quiver on his back and everything. It's pretty cool. Ooh, Trey has a pretty good aim for the mod. RTS craft. Go here. And let's summon. Cool. RTS mounted entity. And he's being attacked. He's invisible, but they're attacking him because he's there. So it is an entity. Good. Now, how do we draw him? We need a horse and we need a other thingy. Our target model has rendering of a box basically established, right? It draws boxes from the buffer builder, builds the buffer builder, Draw box does the draw quads. From what quads? So this quad, okay. Now, I certainly don't want to have to do it this way, because this way is going to be a little bit much. But it is possible to render it this way, if we have to. For now, let's see if we can get away with doing this. Mounted model. When you're created, create all these pieces. What are you doing to Minecraft, man? I don't understand. Okay, so if we go back up to tube, we've got a bunch of boxes, render models. And we need to decipher which one's which, and we can just say render with the proper scale value or whatever. Okay, so I understand how it's working. So these are all rendered models. So boom. We'll give it that name like that, and we will do this, and we'll say box 1. Okay. Yeah, continue, sure. Render model, boom. Shift R, box 2. And I'm hoping that as I decipher what these boxes are, that we can give them proper names in here. Render model. Box 3. Well, was that not a render model? Might not have been. It's not. It's a method. It's this method specifically. Basically adding another box to the render model that's passed in. Generating a new render model and a second render model. And then adding both of those models as children of that first model. I wonder if these are the ears. Yeah, I come across that dark model a while, or dark theme for a while ago. I've been using it since. Okay, so the add box method does what? It's given the offsets, then the width, height, and depth, and a scale factor. Okay, so if we go back to where we were, very small scale factor on both of these. Okay, so those probably are the ears. So let's do this. Grab that. Go back here. We'll call it add ears. Add ears. Okay. And that's on box 2. So I'm going to make a big guess here that that's his head. Okay, so then we'll call box 4. And just do this, box 4, boom. That's 6. Oops. One more. Okay, and then it's adding in all these children of all the various different pieces. And then we've got one more render model down here. Or two more, I guess. Number 9 and 10. Oh, but those are arrays of render models. Okay. Didn't catch that at first. Yep, they're arrays. Let's do this, and so we close that one. Let's close everything to the right. Let's keep this organized so I can tab back and forth between them easier. Close others. Yes. And then we'll just open that one file back up. I just want two files open right now, Eclipse. I don't know why you make this so hard to do. Okay. Gotcha. So it's looping through both of the arrays and rendering their or setting their show model state. Okay. Based on if it's being ridden and if it's saddled or not. We know that it's always going to be ridden in our case, and it's always going to be saddled. So we want to set those to true in both cases for ours. Yeah, I agree with you, Spooderman. It's better in black. It's easier on the eyes. So I have that same theme, but my control panel is still white for some reason. Probably because they're trying to push you over to the other one anyway. Which is what was giving us problems with stream avatars, so. Yay. So in our version, we want to always set these to true, which means we probably don't even need to do this portion. Then we've got a flag, which is whether or not it's a child, so we can set this to always do this 100% of the time. So we need to create our render method first. And why do we still have errors? We got a parameter passed in here that we don't have. That's probably our scale factor, isn't it? Yeah, I bet it is. So where is this thing called from? That's the solution to find this. And this is called from there with point 1. Hey, Fire.
Hello.
There with armor. There with that. And it's 0.92. So we got 0.1, 0.92.
You been on the build server in a while?
No. Not since the weekend, I think. I seen where Trayer had made the like a Egyptian building and another building. I forget what it was, like a Norse building or something. Are you referring to your gold structure? Because I wasn't sure what that was.
Yeah, that's. I'm thinking that could be like the gate where all of the either the elite units or the hero units or whatever you want to call them are produced when they eventually get made and put in.
Gotcha. So you're thinking way in advance, way down the road. Like there's what I'll call base units that need to be in place well before that. And that's kind of what I'm working on now is like we need mounted units, right? So we can counter those archers because we can throw as many, what do you call it? Minions at those archers as we want. The archers are still overpowering. So we need the stables so we can get mounted units, and then the mounted units probably also means we need tech trees so that you can't get to them right away. You have to pay for it. So stuff like that.
Yeah, I would make those mounted units be like ultra quick.
Considering how fast the ones we have now are, yeah, I agree. Like they should stomp on these guys. And I think they should have high level of knockback resistance too.
I would almost make them faster than a player.
Mm-hmm.
If not, make them faster than a player.
I'm not opposed to making them faster than a player. Because I think we need something that will be.
And about the mounted units, instead of trying to make a horse with another unit on top of it, couldn't you just make it all one unit?
Horse with another unit on top of it. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do right now, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's slow going because I have to figure out how the horse is rendered, do the same thing, and then I'm going to have to figure out how the player is rendered and do the same thing on top of the horse. So, yay! So, we're always going to be a child, so we want to do these. Okay. Always child, so scale. And that's interesting. We're doing a push matrix. How does it? It must at the end do a pop matrix then, based on the flag too. Yep, it does. So we'll get that in there as well. Okay, and it's doing it off of F, which is going to be probably one of the parameters that are passed into that method. No, F is the get entity render scale. We will do the same for now. Float. We'll just have to get into the entity render scale later.
Sorry about ripped my hair out earlier.
What for?
I was playing Dark Souls 3 and was playing for about 2.5 hours, collecting a bunch of souls and everything, and I died one time. And when you die in that game, your souls drop and wait for you at the point where you died until you come back and collect them.
Okay.
Unless you get killed by somebody on the way, then they disappear completely.
I can see where this is going.
And it wasn't by like some incredibly hard little guy. It was literally the minionest little minion that took me out.
The ankle biters, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
He literally caught a lucky strike from behind right when I was healing, and it was like, oh man, really? 9,500 souls, which was like, oh my god.
That sounds like a lot. I mean, I don't have anything to gauge it off of. It sounds
it's a lot.
Well,
let's put it into perspective. The Enemies I was pretty much farming because I'm like early games, though I don't have access to like the higher up enemies. Were only giving me 39 souls apiece.
Oh, yeah. How long were you playing for? How many days?
2.5 hours.
Fun.
Yep.
You like this game, huh?
There's days.
I don't know why.
There's days I like it.
Let's try out this head. Let's see.
Yeah, I was pretty much saving up to get this item in the game that's like 20,000 souls. So, oh,
Gotcha.
but I needed to get this key that opens this door that'll allow me access to a ring that will make my healing items heal better. Because it's the only way my healing items can heal better until I get past this one boss that I need the healing items for.
So you need to heal to beat the guy that lets you heal.
No, I need to beat the guy to be able to advance further into the next level, and in that next level will be an item called a bone shard or something like that I can burn in the bonfire at my home, and it'll make my healing items heal better.
Okay.
So the only other way to heal better in the early game is to pay the $20,000 or 20,000 souls for this key that opens a tower right by your home base, and then at the bottom of that tower is a ring that will make your heals better.
Sounds complicated.
It is.
Oh, that's not what I want. Mounted entity. Dang it, he's still invisible. Why? I bet it's in here. We didn't call render. So our minion renderer, target renderer, do render. We're calling render on our model. Okay, so we can do something similar to this. We're going to call it mounted and then in do render we do the super, we bind the texture, push the matrix, don't care about that. We do want to bind the model though. Bind the texture. And then model dot render.
So I got myself an early birthday present.
Did ya?
Mm-hmm.
Another new computer?
Yeah, sure. Because, you know, one supercomputer in my room isn't enough.
I have more than one computer in my room. Are you suggesting I don't need more than one computer? What'd you get, Barry?
The Halo collection.
Ah, okay.
Steam was taking pre-orders for it, and I was like, yeah, why not? It's probably going to be way more expensive when it drops.
I've never played any of the Halo games. Like,
sacrilege.
Any of them.
It was the single greatest first-person shooter on the Xbox.
Well, see, that's why I've never played them. I didn't have the original Xbox. I had an Xbox 360, and that was it. And at that point, it was too late to get into the series.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually pretty decent. I mean, it can be a challenge. They got these enemies called the Flood, and
The
basically,
Flood?
yes,
Wow.
there's a reason they're called that. It's because they literally flood the map like water.
Spooderman, you're gonna have to write down what you did so you can remember for next time. He's having Minecraft problems and he finally figured it out.
What was he having problems with? Modded?
I don't know, it wouldn't load for him, he said.
Were you having problems with modded, Scooter?
Let's see
I
my
can't
abomination.
imagine vanilla being hard to load.
There is my abomination inside my head. And they just killed it. I know why it's inside my head, so we will fix that. We need to translate to the X, Y, and Z coordinates, which means we also need to push the matrix and pop the matrix. So we will do that as well. GL state manager dot pop matrix. Summon TSRTS mounted entity. Oh, really? Now he's not rendering again. No, wait, he is rendering. There we go. There's a horse, guys. I think we might need to set the scale on it.
Yeah, it's a tad big.
It's just a little bit big, but we can fix this. We have the technology. The fact that it's rendering something that even resembles the shape of a horse is amazing to me. It's upside down, but we can fix that.
He's not all there.
He's all there. It's just the texture's not there. I'm using a texture that makes no sense for it right now.
Okay.
Let's see. So let the comments come in about how ugly the horse is. Yes. Let them wash over your body. Ugly horse 2020. Come on, where is it rendering this thing? Okay, so back on horse model, where was it calling its render method? Where is this call hierarchy coming from? I need to figure out where it's being called from to see if we do a scale -1. I bet that we do, but I'm not sure. So, render horse entity, there we go. Before we call it, there's no GL scale here, really? I do see that. I thought you were just posting the fact that you got in there. I didn't realize it. Nightmares? Ha ha ha. This is the horse leather, so we don't want that. The horse armor. This is rendering, scales all there. Where's it rendering it at? Ender crystals. Yeah, whatever the field that is. Minecraft renderer. There we go. Setting the scale to -1 on those two pieces only. That's probably what we need to do. So on our mounted renderer, before we render it, we're gonna do that. And now he's no longer upside down. His head might be broken. That is a horse head. I can see it. That is a gigantic horse head right there. Because there's his ears. That's his snout, if you will, and that's his face. It might all be kind of smashed on top of each other because of the scales a little funny still. But let's see if we can fix that next. So when we call this, it was called with 0.1 in some of the places. So do mounted minion, mounted model up here. Oh, we do set it to 0.1, really? Not good. We also have a scale value here. Let's see in our mounted render if we say 0.1. Boop, boop. It doesn't like that. Okay, we gotta put an F after it probably. Boop. And it's still massive. What the heck? Let's try and summon a new one just in case. No. Okay, so that's obviously not the issue. This scale. Yep, that scale. Let's try 0.1 F. Semicolon. Now we're getting down to size. His head's like kind of up his bottom or something. I don't know. He's also kind of big still. Okay, so let's fix the texture issue. If we look at the render horse thing, wherever that's gone to, horse renderer, it's got a list of get entity texture is doing a layered location. Get load texture from where? Layered texture. I found this the other day. Get horse texture, there we go. And it sets the horse texture path. Here we go. Horse textures. Let's make it a nice, pretty white horse if we can. Just for testing. And that would be under the Minecraft one in this instance. So this takes what? 2 names, 2 strings, what? Two strings. So if we say Minecraft instead of this, it should work. Okay, and we'll just do the same for all of these. So we don't know what team it's going to be on. We will override the horse texture for each team. I'm not worried about it yet. Okay, we're going to have to restart the game for this to work, so let's do that. So this is positive. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get the horse to render. I think if I were to spend enough time at this, I can eventually get it looking somewhat decent. It's just a matter of how much time. As I drop my phone. Ooh, and we crashed the game. So it doesn't like us saying Minecraft, apparently. Probably because it wants it lowercase. Should realize that. Most of these IDs are in lowercase. So let's try it again. You have an idea, Spoodman? What's your idea? Oh, you're gonna make me wait for it, huh? I see how it is. Okay, so yellow, red, V, and start. We have an itty bitty horse with his hat on backwards. That thing is miniature. We obviously scaled it down too far now, so I'm going to take back that. Okay, now he's close to the right size, although in the ground. Why is his head on backwards? I don't get the head part. Look at his feet too. Holy crap, his feet are weird. The one set of feet are fine, the other ones are way down there. So you can see we are drawing... if he wasn't in the ground. No, don't kill him! Meanie. You killed my horse monstrosity. Let's break all these. So, summon, TS, RTS, mounted entity. It's like his head's up there, but he's drawing down there. Oh my gosh. And his tail... Wait, what? His tail's coming out the bottom of his head. Clearly I've done something horribly wrong. His head should face this way and his butt should face that way, but they're both facing the wrong direction. Oh, okay. Horse, 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 horse. Horse, not the horse entity. Horse renderer doesn't do anything with rotating this thing, right? No. But it does abstract horse render, which does... sets the scale there as well. That might be what's wrong. Horse, it's a T-Rex horse with little arms. Nice. Horse model. Getting the scale, being ridden. And then we just draw all the pieces. We are doing a translation there, but we should have done that in ours as well. Yeah, we did. But it's based on this F value, so maybe the F value is off. But we're not doing any rotation though. And neither is this. Now, are we calling set living animations? No, maybe that's part of it. Yeah, it's rotating the angles of various different things. But the rotation angle Y would be what we would want to rotate his head around. Also setting the rotation point. Mouth open is rearing a mount. So if he's rearing around or rearing up, these things get rotated. His mouth is open, it does that. Impacts that one rotation, okay. Tail counter. There's nothing there that says that his head should flip around. Okay, I guess this means I need to... Need to what? Let's figure out which box is what body part. Let's do that first. So let's leave this open and running. And on my other screen, I'm going to start just commenting out the various different lines for each of these boxes so I can name them appropriately. So box 4 is what I just commented out. That is his one leg. Now, I'm not sure if that's his front leg or his back leg. Let's get a normal horse in here. No, that's horse armor. Okay, and let's get a, what is it called? Saddle. We're gonna have to tame this guy so I can ride him so I can get a saddle on him. Hope he's not hard to tame. So I need to saddle on him to figure out which way's front, I think, for the body. Because the body's just a cube, right? It's hard to tell. Okay, got him tamed finally. Okay, so when we look at a horse, the stirrup looks closer to the front of the horse than the back of the horse. So that is the front of the horse. So his head is pointed the right direction. His tail is pointed the right direction. But the head just needs to move forward is all. Simple enough to do. Okay, so that means we just deleted the back right leg, or back left leg, I guess it is. So if I do a rename on box 4 to back left leg, back left leg, now that makes sense. Really? You're gonna error off on me? Can't just continue, okay. Whatever, Eclipse. Box, restart the game, fine! You cannot rename a variable apparently in this. I guess it makes sense, it was created on startup. I'll have to make a comment which one's which. Game is loading, guys. Okay, so the other one I just commented out is his back right leg. So back right leg. So box 6 then is what? I'm gonna guess the front leg. Yep, front left leg. Front left leg. Oop. And this one's probably the front right leg. And it is. Right. Okay, so box 1 is the head. Box 1's the body. And when that's disabled, even the tail is disabled. So the tail is part or a child of box 1. So if we go to where box 1 is used, we're adding a child of box 8. So I wonder if box 8 is the tail. Probably is. My mommy's messaging me. Oh my gosh. Spooderman. How did you make that so fast? Oh man. It needs to be captioned, "Is this normal?" Oh, okay, so we need to move the head forward and the legs up, and I think that fixes it. Where's our other horse run off to? Of course he ran away. Here, horsey. So let's just get the AC ball egg. That's easier for these guys. Come on. Horse. Plop. Okay, so the front legs of the horse. Why did you have to be so dark? It's impossible to see detail in you. Okay, so the front legs of the horse are in the body of the horse, and the back legs are as well. So the front legs are actually sticking out past the body a little bit, and that's not right. I would almost say that the legs need to be... Can I F3 in? Yeah, the legs just barely need to stick into the body. I'm really confused as to why they're off by as much as they are. But let's see if we can fix it. Let's get a viewport of the horse, if we can call it that. So his head is down inside his body a little bit. That's good. So we probably won't need to move it up and down. Huh? What? Mom, you're not making any sense. Okay, so let's try moving those back legs up. We know those are this and this. How do we set their position though? So do we translate first? I'm gonna guess we translate first. They need to go up vertically by some factor. Let's try 0.1. Did that even move it? Let's try by 0.2. Okay, they're going down. Got it. I see what's going on now. So we need to go negative. Wait a minute. Does that mean... They're pushing and popping the matrix, which I probably didn't do. Did I? I did. So they push it, they render these pieces, they pop it, and they push it again. They scale, they translate, they render one thing, and then pop. They translate, ready, render one thing, and push and pop. Let's just make it work, because we're not going to change our scale or anything. The horse body does not need to go down though, so just the legs need to move. Means we can pop the matrix right after the... Whoa, no we can't. So we just need to inverse the scaling of that. That was not it. It's up here. Okay, so if we do 0.3, okay, Why are the back legs off as far as they are? Or front legs? Seven. Let's try 1.5. 0.7. 0.6. Okay, and then we need to move it back a bit as well, so let's try 0.5 there. Okay, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Then for the head, we need to move it forward. Okay, I see it, Spooter Man. Sometimes you gotta do things that are a little bit weird in order to figure this stuff out, okay? Oh. Okay, that definitely moves his head forward, so what if I were to do that? Oops, it crashes, that's what. Do it that way instead. And let's not move it that direction, move it that direction. Okay, now the problem is our horse is actually facing the other direction, so we need to rotate this whole thing at the very beginning of this 180 degrees. His neck is coming down about where his saddle is, and of course this guy is not going to let me ride him, is he? I hate that horses, when you do it or you're creative, come in and are not tamed by default. Be tamed. Give me hearts. Hearts, I say. More hearts. Love me. Okay, you stay right here. Need. I shall tie you up. Oh, I can't tie you to that? Okay, I'll tie you to that. Okay, so his head... His mane comes down right at the saddle. So we need to move his head forward a bit more, maybe even down a bit. Let's try 1.5 forward. Way too far. And let's bump it down a hair, like I said. Wrong way. 2.55. That's not too bad. We'll move it a hair forward more. It is their mane goes all the way down into the body. So the head needs to go down all the way into the body. So it needs to go down quite a bit. 1.55, so let's say 7.5. 8.5. 9. We're gonna be creepy again for a minute. Stop moving away. Yeah, his head's definitely all the way in. and this one's not. So we need to move him back, which is possible. There. Perfect. Now, the one thing we need to fix that's a must is we must translate him up. The whole thing. We're going to push a matrix, and we're going to pop a matrix here. And I know I'm coding off screen, guys, but it's just kind of the easiest way of me getting this to work for what we're trying to do. So let's make it go up by 1F. Apparently negative. We'll try 2. There we go. He is standing essentially on the ground. F3 in, get some more of those. Now his feet are clipping into the ground just a hair. Looks like these guys don't do it at all, so we need to move him up ever so slightly. So 0.2, too much, 0.1. He's floating, so... Oh my gosh, T-Rex. Tinkerbell, are you seeing this? He's made your T-Rex. Over in Discord. In fact, here. There's the T-Rex, guys. And here's the one where he's saying something about are his legs into the body a bit. So we've got our horse. He's not rideable or anything, but we got a horse. Let's see how he compares next to these guys, even though they're going to murder his face immediately. Summon. RTS, mounted entity. Now he's pretty big for them. Maybe we scale him a bit. Let's scale him down. Just a hair more. If we do that though, it might screw stuff up. So we're gonna find out. Times 0.75. F. Okay, he did get smaller, and it did break it. But that might be in a more appropriate size, though, don't you think? And it's just the legs that are off. We can fix that. So his back legs are weird. Get out of my way, chat screen. There. Pink horse received. So his back legs need to come, what direction? Up. Which means... yeah, we do that. 6. Let's try 6 again. 6.5. Perfect. Okay, and then the front legs. Way too high. 3. Perfect. Okay, so now we need to bring the whole horse down. By, let's say, half of a unit. That's too far. 1.75 is too much. 1.8 might be perfect. Are his hooves floating? I don't think that they are. Okay. That is our mini horse. Let's summon him near these guys. Let's see if we can get them off these ladders or off these steps here. No, they'll come out to us. That's about right height. Like, that's a big horse for somebody that little, right? Because his head is going to be at the horse's back, basically. Which is about like me, right? So my character model is coming up just above the horse's back on a full-grown horse. So it's probably pretty close to proportional. We're going to have him kill him one more time so we can get another look at him. Hey guys, there's one out here. Look. Yeah, their head comes just above. So they are doing that because they are on a different team. Let's summon a minion to fight those guys off and win. They're all going to fight each other to the death. Okay, let's see if we can get a mounted entity and not have them kill it. I think they're going to kill it, though. Yeah, they are. Dang it, because if they're not on a team, they kill each other. Their own kind, basically. Oops, sorry, horse. I said sorry, horse. Okay, that's probably all I got time for tonight, guys. But this was good progress, right? This is halfway there to rendering out our entity without animations. Oh, wait. His forward look position's backwards right at the moment, so we need to flip him. So geo translate, no, geo rotate. Rotate F, and the parameters are going to be 180 F 0 0 or 0 1 0, so that it rotates around the y-axis 180 degrees, and we got a horse that faces forward now. Cool. Next time I stream, which will probably be tomorrow, we'll see. We'll get a minion riding on his back, and then maybe we can do some animations with the two of them and see what we can come up with. But that's all for tonight, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you
subscribe now,
and I'll catch you next time. Bye.